Hi there, this is a quick guide on our logo library, its functionality, and quick instructional on how to add to it and to edit the information that's already in it. So what is the logo library? The logo library is it's part of the ABCTool, which is our internal software for handling quote generation, simplifying our graphics workflow, and just enabling us to do more things more quickly in the office as far as getting our products out to customers goes. So what we're going to be focusing on today is this logo library, and what its functionality is primarily is to contain all the logos that we use internally for graphics purposes. And what that basically means is that we have a big database full of thousands of logos, and if someone is generating a template in CorelDRAW or using another part of the ABC tool, they can very quickly search for an item in the logo library, so obviously a logo, and they can use that logo in their template or promotion or quote or whatever it is they need it for. So, just getting started, what we're going to be doing here is showing you what the logo library does, how it does it, and how you're going to be using it, and we're also going to show you how to add to it. So there's another video actually on the channel about preparing a CSV file for uploading multiple items to the logo library. So if you haven't seen that yet, I highly recommend you go and see that right now. Just pause this video and go and have a look at that. And once you're done with it, come back and we'll pick up where it left off. So, but before we do that, let's just have a look at the functionality here. So this is the main screen. As you can see, it says logo library. And we have this top row of controls and information here. So the first thing you see is view. The view control basically just controls what you see in terms of the layout of the items being displayed. So this what you see right now is called the full view. The full view gives you the logo itself, some information about the logo, things that we've deemed important and that we might need to see right away. And it gives you a couple controls for getting the actual raw Corel file or getting an image preview of that file. So if I click Get Image, I'm presented with a PNG download from the website. If I click Get CorelDRAW file, it opens the file in Corel. This is an actual vector file. So we can actually manipulate this and change its colors. For instance, say I want this to be dark, I can do that. Say I want this to be light, I can also do that. And as you can see, it's very powerful in that it lets us quickly get a logo and change it to our needs. So yeah, I could publish that in a promo right now, and it only took me a couple of seconds to get that logo. So that's the primary screen right there. As far as editing the actual items themselves go, you can click on the image for any logo at any time from any view, and it'll take you into the editor, and the editor allows you to change all the information that's stored about that logo. So for example, this logo is associated with Corlantia Secondary School in Pickle Lake, Ontario. Actually, it might be a different province, but I'm just going to save it as Ontario here. You saw that the information was missing. P0V3AO. I'm just going to look this up and make sure it's in the right place. So this is the kind of thing you're actually going to end up doing with the logo library. Just making sure that information is correct, and then updating it as needed. So yeah, Pickle Lake is actually definitely in Ontario. So I'm just going to update that. Yep, just going to update it to Ontario, and I'm going to press save. But before I do that, just have a quick look around. As you can see, you've got the same controls for getting the CorelDRAW file, or getting the image file, and what you can actually do is download them here, and then edit them so that the template changes, and then you can upload them again here or here in order to update the template within the logo library, so that functionality is there as well. There are all these controls. Is this logo vectorized? Yes, it is. What kind of logo is it? Clip art. You can use it for any number of different production processes, or we could say do not use. I'm not going to pick any of those right now because I'm not sure where this logo is supposed to go, but you can definitely see the functionality here. Primary color in this case, let's just set that to brown. Brown. The cougar there is brown. So I'm happy with how this logo looks right now. I'm just going to press Save Changes. And if I go back, should get that updated. Looks good. Okay. Moving on, so that was the full view, and you got to look at the editor as well. Just a quick run through of the other views. Here's thumbnail. Thumbnail view enables us to get a quick preview of a bunch of different logos. So let's say we're going in and searching for all the logos with, let's say Titans. So apparently there are none with Titans. That's interesting. I wonder why it's not showing any with Titans today. Oh, because I'm not looking in mascot. So that's the school that's using it. So if I were to put in A.N. Meyer, you can see that it's reduced the search scope to A.N. Meyer Secondary School. Let's say I wanted mascots for Titans. There you go. Those are all our logos for Titans that are up at the moment. When you're using the tool, there may be more logos, there may be fewer logos. It's going to be changing all the time. So don't worry if what you see here isn't what exactly you see in the video. Yeah, so Quick View essentially has the same functionality in terms of editing. You can click on the image at any time, and you'll be able to update its information, or just update the image itself or the Corel file that's associated with it. And the purpose of this is that we can quickly just grab a screen clipping from this view, if it lets me. Yep, and I can just get this and say, hi customer, here's what we have for you. We've narrowed your choices to these logos and we'd like you to take a look. And that simplifies that process very much. So that's one thing that we can do with the thumbnail view. And the quick edit view just allows our production people to alter production information for the logo that's stored. So for example, what we're going to be using it for, which company uses it, to Top Heel or Forward Uniforms, or maybe it's unused, maybe it's all of them. Or some combination of them, what sport or activity it's associated with, and what it's, how it's supposed to be sold. So these fields might change as well, and chances are, if you're watching this video, you're not going to be using this view at all anyway. So feel free to ignore it. It's just good to know what it's there for, I think. So going back to the full view for a second, you can see there's this other control up here called grids, and essentially what this will do is limit the scope of the search so that we only get logos for which we have grids. And by a grid I just mean, well, I'll show you. So it's downloaded the file, and here's a grid, and so this is what we mean by a grid. It's a grid associated with the school that first logo was associated with, so in this case it's Jean Vanier Catholic High School. And the grid in question here is just a bunch of cougar vectors. Most of these are silhouettes. You'll find that the grids generally contain silhouettes. They might have the school crest. In this case it says vector, but it's not actually vectorized, so someone needs to fix that. Same thing up here. You know, some full logos for the chest of a hoodie or something. School logo 3 from the website here. So as you can see, this is a lot of information that we have on the school and its graphics and what they might require, and it's really useful to have that up there just in case the school gives us a call. We can type in their school name in the search. So for example, I'm just going to put in Jean Vanier, and there it is. I can get their grid file, get the image file, get the Corel file, and this get grid button is only going to be visible if this says yes. So if I put this away, you can see I can't get the grid file anymore. So that's that functionality. Let me just clear the search, which happens with this button. You can see the search goes away. And here we get to adding new logos. So there are 4 things that you need to do before adding a logo, and they are as follows. You're going to need to put in a graphic ID. If there's a graphic ID associated with the logo you're putting up, you could just put that in here. However, if there's no graphic ID, you can just put in random characters in here. It should be fine. Or make one by, just looking at the file that the logo came from, maybe taking that file name. And so, for example, if the original file name was, I don't know, Penguins, I can call my first logo Penguins 1. And this is for adding individual logos, so this is not the most efficient way of doing it. The other thing you want to do is add the number of colors in the logo here. And as you can see, there's a red star next to anything that you must do. This button here, see I'm clicking on it and nothing's happening. It's only going to become clickable when I have all of these filled in. So I'm going to take an image file and upload it. So let me just find a dumb image file. There we go. There's an image file. And here's a Corel Draw file. Yep, so as you can see, my button's ready here, and I can add this. This logo is actually already present in the library, so I'm not actually gonna add it, but you can also fill in different information about the logo you're about to put up as well. So that's the process for putting up one logo. The process for putting up multiple logos at a time involves a CSV file. And there's actually pretty well detailed instructions here, so I recommend you take a look through these and just familiarize yourself with the process, but we're going to run through it very quickly here as well. So as you can see, it says download and populate this comma-separated values file with the following fields filled for each logo you're uploading. So I actually have that file right here. Just need to... Oh, there we go. I didn't have the file on my desktop, but it's here. So it's essentially a spreadsheet if you've never used a CSV before. As far as we're concerned, it serves the same purpose. And what it's going to enable you to do is to track the information about the logos that you're going to put up, and you're going to be putting up more than one logo. So each row is going to represent a different logo that you're going to be putting up. And for each one, as it says up here, you're going to be filling in the number of colors, the graphic ID, and the file name. That's all you need to fill in for each logo. So let's say we do that. I'm just going to put in random characters here. The color is 1, 2, 4, 5. Let's just do it 1, 2, 4. And then the file name. So I'm going to call this, actually just going to name them after it there, respective graphic IDs, or rather, just that. We don't need to put an extension, so I'm going to copy these over, put these here, and I'm going to save this as library CSV template, which is what it's going to be called when you download it. You should probably save it as a different, distinct name so that you can identify it later in case something goes wrong. And I'm going to save it to my downloads folder. Yep, that's right. Yes, that's all good. And now, essentially, it's the following steps are to upload the CSV file using the button below. Okay, I've done that. Prepare your image and Corel Draw files for upload. And in this case, what it's essentially looking for is for me to upload the same number of PNGs as I have Corel Draw files, and it wants me to upload them all at the same time. So here's a PNG, here's a PNG, here's a PNG, here's a Corel Draw file, here's a Corel Draw file, here's a Corel Draw file. And obviously, this isn't what you want to be doing. You want them all to be in the same folder, and you want them to be exports of one another. So for example, for every Corel Draw file you want to export a PNG and have those all in the same folder. Make sure the naming is consistent between the Corel Draw and the PNG, and make sure that all file names are unique. And that's absolutely crucial. You need to make sure that every single file that goes into this upload is a unique name. So I've got my 6 files, and once I've ensured that all the steps have been followed correctly, I press upload. You can ignore everything after the word upload in step 5, that's been taken care of, and you just click upload. I'm not going to do that now because I don't want to mess up the database, but that is, step by step the process that you're going to have to follow when actually putting logos up to the library. That's it. So that's most of the functionality as far as you're going to be concerned as a new person looking at top uniforms. I hope that this covers any concerns you might have had about using the logo library and the upload process, and I hope you have a good day. Thanks for watching.